something like, those like sambal belacan, that kind of, the Malay,
okay.
that kind of sambal belacan, right?
Yeah.
That very thick, milky kind of smell, right? So I smell that. So I think it's quite familiar, but somehow it's a bit different. But I didn't think too much about it lah. Caller arrived together with 2 police officers. So the police officer opened the door for us to enter. So once he opened up the door, right, suddenly the smell changed.
Oh, okay. Oh, I can't
It's
imagine.
very
Yeah.
it's like you just imagine like rotten cheese. Suddenly it changed 360 to become something very distinct with a very fruity undertone.
What's up, and welcome to another episode of the KopiBros Show presented by Chit Podcast Network. Now, today, we have had the very, very enlightening opportunity to talk to Rahman Razali, who is the founder of DDQ Services. Let me just say, when I talk about this being one of my favorite episodes, it really is such an enlightening episode to talk to someone that does trauma cleaning. It was so interesting to hear him talk about how he started his business, difficult cases, about his first case even. I don't want to spoil it here, but I believe our listeners will be captivated by it. Okay, so without further ado, before we get into our episode, word from our sponsor. This week's episode is brought to you by our friends at SGWatchHub, your one-stop platform for all things watches in Singapore. Whether you're buying, selling, or just obsessed with timepieces, SGWatchHub connects you to sellers, retailers, and fellow collectors so you can find that perfect watch for your wrist. And it's not just a marketplace. They also offer a full range of watch services from repairs and polishing to strap replacement, protective films, watch winders, and even authentication. They also work with amazing brand partners like iMove, a company best known for creating hit smartwatch phones that helps family keep connected with peace of mind. Their devices focuses on safe communication features, smart tracking tools, and parent control settings so kids get a little more independence while parents stay reassured. SGWatchHub and iMove are teaming up to give one lucky Chit Chatter listener the chance to win a $600 iMove X10 gift set, the biggest giveaway by the Chit Chatter to date. Gift set includes the iMove X10 watch phone, along with a pair of iMove earbuds E5, an Abit collective figurine, an X10 replacement strap, and a wish card, making it a seriously awesome bundle worth $600. To take part, just head over to our IG page and follow the instructions in our pin reel to join the giveaway. If you love watches as much as we do, check out sgwatchhub.sg and join the community. SG Watch Hub, bringing the world of watches to your fingertips. And now, back to the episode. Our guest today is often described as one of Singapore's pioneering trauma cleaners, frequently called in when someone dies alone at home or when a scene involves blood, bodily fluids, or decomposition. He's a Singapore-based trauma cleaner and the founder of DDQ Services, a specialist company that cleans up after deaths, crime scene, and other biohazard situations. To find out more about his experiences, please join me in welcoming Rahman Razali. Hello, Rahman.
Hi. Thank you for inviting me.
Thank you for doing this. This is such a niche thing that I've only seen it in a US series called Blacklist.
I mean, for trauma cleaning itself, for developing countries, it's almost unheard of. But I mean, like what you say, in the US, in Japan, even in Korea, and Singapore itself, I would say that it's getting more common.
Is it because in these countries there are more people, the aging population is more, then more people die alone at home?
It's not really about aging community is one of the reason, but I would say that, what triggers, this concerning trend, right, is I would say that the connection between us human beings is getting lesser.
Oh, okay. Yes.
So I think that's the most important factors, that cause, the cases of, unattended death is on the rise.
I know you've touched a bit about trauma cleaning, but before we even get into the interview as a whole, could you just explain to our viewers what trauma cleaning is all about?
Trauma cleaning itself, also known as forensic cleaning, or some call it as biohazard cleanup, is where we would actually safely remove the biohazard waste, such as blood and bodily fluids that often came from an unfortunate incident or tragedy such as murder, suicide, or even unattended death. So that is what trauma cleaning is all about.
Is it right to assume that sometimes when you go to certain places, actually the death will have happened for even longer than the person is discovered, right? So sometimes the scene can be quite gruesome and all these things, right?
You are absolutely right. So sometimes, I mean, the worst or the longest case that we have handled, right, is someone that is being discovered. I think the death was discovered 2 years prior to his
2
death.
years?
Okay. But then the cleaning we did was another 5 years later.
Wow.
So there's a total of 7 years. The house was not being cleaned, or I would say
Wow.
cleansed also. Yeah.
How do the neighbors put up with this smell, man? Because normally by the, I don't know, second or the first day, you'll be, wow, the stench is crazy there.
You'll be surprised that, okay, 90%, right, of our cases, right, whereby the unattended death was discovered was from the neighbor's complaint.
Oh, yes, correct.
Yes. Okay. But some of them, I would say that, unfortunately, even with the smell, right, it seems like they don't really bother, or they didn't try to, invade the privacy, because maybe they fear that they are invading the privacies of their neighbors.
I see. Yes.
So to me, this is quite concerning, like, because there's a smell.
Uh-huh.
It's very strange to suddenly have a smell, right?
Yes.
But then you are not doing anything because it's just that you don't want to invade the privacy.
I would say this is a very Singaporean thing. Normally, we like to go about our lives, even if we stay in HDB,
Yes.
like, I don't disturb my neighbor don't disturb me, this kind of thing.
Yes, correct. Because of that, right? I mean, you don't have that relationship, the neighboring, the neighborly relationship, and at the end of the day, you don't have the communication, which is very concerning, lah.
I would like to take you all the way back to your journey. Could you share with our listeners, like, your growing up story and how you got into the cleaning? Because I did some research, you got into the cleaning company first, then you got into trauma cleaning, lah. Yeah.
So just to share with you, okay, I don't have any, prior to me setting up DDQ Services, right, I don't have any experience doing cleaning.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so that means for me, when I first started my first job, I was in the aviation industry doing the airport screening officer. That was my first job.
Okay.
Then from that, I actually upgraded myself to doing sales, telesales. And then I upgraded to become field sales. As the days goes by, I find that my days are very redundant. Day in, day out, you are doing the same thing. So at that point of time, I felt that, I just need to be somebody. So I felt that, okay lah, it's time for me to set up a business. But during that point of time, because I'm just nobody, I don't have anyone to help me, I turned to Google. So I tried to find out what is the most minimal upfront with the highest profit. So that would be the cleaning industry.
Interesting. Okay.
Okay. But then because I'm a one-man person, so I try to think, what are the things, the cleaning that I can do alone without asking for help. So it actually lead me to mattress cleaning. It actually leads me to disinfection. So that's how we started DDQ Services. So just to share with you, right, DDQ Services is just an acronym for my children. It was Dawis, Dini and Kasrina.
Wow, that's a very, very nice, nice way to set up a business, yeah.
So we started, back then when I first started the cleaning business, it's more of disinfection. It's more of cleaning the upholstery, doing mattress cleaning. It's just basically, it's very simple. It's just a one-man show lah. For me, I will use my Facebook, to promote whatever that DDQ have done for the day. So we keep on publishing, we keep on uploading all those services that we have done. So maybe back then, people know DDQ Services as a disinfection company. Back then, I would say that trauma cleaning is unheard of. Me, myself, I never know what trauma cleaning is all about. What I do know is that if, let's say, there's a murder case or maybe suicide, I believe the agency have their own resources to do the cleanup.
Yeah, that's what I think also, yeah.
That's what I thought. It never came across my mind that, someday someone will actually call me asking me to actually help to disinfect his late aunt's house.
Oh,
because he used the term disinfect. Maybe because back then, right, because maybe the police just asked him to do the cleanup. And he's not sure how to do the cleaning. So he associate, those blood and the body fluids as something that is very full of viruses, bacteria, So he would associate it with disinfection. When he said that he need his late aunt house to be disinfected, I thought it's just another kind of job, just
deep
a normal daily job.
No blood, no what,
Yes, correct. What happened was that when I came out from the lift, I turned right because the house was at the far end. I turned to my right, I already see the unit. But then the unit came with a police line.
Oh, okay.
The police tape, So back then, trauma, I mean, back then for those unattended death, they would actually have the police line. So when I saw it from far, right, so I think something wrong really. Yes, very strange, right? How come there's a police line, right?
Yeah.
Didn't think much, but at the same time, a very familiar kind of smell, it's lingering.
Oh, okay.
So it's like something like, those like sambal belacan, that kind of smell. The Malay,
Oh, okay.
that kind of
Yeah,
sambal
yeah,
belacan, right?
yeah.
That very thick, milky kind of smell, right?
Mm.
So I smell that. So I think it's quite familiar, but somehow it's a bit different. But I didn't think too much about it lah. Caller arrived together with two police officers. So the police officer opened the door for us to enter. So once she opened up the door, right, suddenly the smell changed.
Oh, okay. Oh, I
Yeah,
can't
it's
imagine.
very
Yeah.
like,
Oh.
yeah, it's like you just imagine like rotten cheese.
Mm.
Suddenly it changes 360 to become something very distinct with a
Oh.
very fruity undertone. So I was taken aback. So I want to vomit, but I cannot vomit.
Oh,
I
yeah.
was really taken aback. So I don't know like what I got myself into. So I walk inside. That point of time, I remember I was wearing, the normal face mask, surgical mask, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So we wear the surgical mask, so it still cannot cover the smell. Then he bring us inside. Then I remember he showed me to where his late aunt was discovered. It was inside the kitchen.
Oh,
So
okay.
that was my first time when I experienced or remember how decomposed remains looks like.
Oh, okay.
Okay,
Oh
so that
my.
means
Okay.
the whole kitchen, right, is covered with dried blood. Then it look
Oh.
a bit oily,
Oh.
slicky oily. Then a bit like black cheese. Then
Oh.
maggots around. Then I remember
Oh.
there's a clump of hair. This
Oh.
clump of hair just right near to the sink area. So when I saw that, I really don't know what to do. But because I mean, as a business owner, I mean, you cannot show that you don't know what to
You're
do.
scared lah. Yeah. Correct.
Yeah,
Correct.
scared.
Yeah.
So I just told the caller that okay, what we will do right now is I'm going to pour some chemicals,
Mm.
to hoping to do some reaction lah.
Mm.
Actually, I want to buy some time. I
Oh.
want to think like what needs to be done for this mess. Then the caller said, okay lah, can lah. So I go back. When I go back, right, I remember I Google how to clean dried blood. Then from there, it leads me how to do trauma cleaning.
Oh.
So that
Okay.
was my first, I would say, experience with trauma cleaning lah. So, but then during that point of time, I would say that all those materials needed for trauma cleaning, we don't have.
Understand. Yep.
Okay, because we don't have the experience, we don't have the right equipment, chemicals, everything. So everything is bought off the shelf. That means I bought the mop, I bought Dettol, I bought the bleach, just to do the cleanup. So on the following day, so I left together with my worker. So what happened when we tried to do the cleaning, right? So to me, I thought that when we pour the chemical, right, the smell would be better. But actually became worse.
Oh.
Now because the smell mixed with our chemical is really out of the world. The smell is very different. And then we proceeded with the cleaning, we used the mop. So but what happened was that, normally when we clean the kitchen area, right, so it would took us maybe around 45 minutes to finish, correct? The first time I do the trauma, it took us almost a day just to mop the entire kitchen because the blood was thick. And then when
Oh.
you dilute it with the chemicals, it become diluted. Then it actually spread. So every
Oh.
motion of the mop, right? When we mop, every time we have to, to shrink the liquid off, then we have
Yeah.
to,
Yeah.
wash again. So it took us like almost the whole day to finish up. And fortunately, we were able to remove the stain, but we cannot remove the decomposed smell.
Oh. Okay.
So that's where I came to I term it as the smell of death.
Then my next question is because you receive your first case of trauma cleaning, right? Then of course there's a second, there's a third, then it becomes a business ma. When you tell your family or I would assume your wife first lah, were they supportive of you pivoting towards trauma cleaning?
No, in fact, after the first cleanup, right, I told my wife that I'm not going to do this kind of job anymore because I'm very traumatized because of the smell, because the smell is lingering and it actually follows you back home.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So for me, I'm very traumatized. So I told my wife that I'm not going to do this kind of cleaning anymore. But what I did was, because DDQ need to survive, right? Need to grow. So we just uploaded, this cleaning that we done. So, but I never expected it to be viral. But
Oh.
because but this time around we take it as our first trauma cleaning. I remember I posted as our first trauma cleaning, something like that. But I didn't expect anything. Few months later, I think a month later, another call come in, and this time around it actually asked whether do we do trauma cleaning or not.
Oh, okay.
Then but I asked my wife whether we want to do or don't want to do, because for me I don't want to do. But my wife, she's very positive.
Mm.
He said that, okay, who knows that the second time might be easier than the first time.
Oh.
Because my worker, after the first cleanup, he don't want to join me anymore.
Oh, okay. Understand.
Uh, so my wife said, never mind, she will help me. I said, okay lah, can. So she
Wow.
will help me. So for the second time, I bring my wife along. And I remember this one is at Everton. What happened was that we went up, same smell, same police line. It's very unexpected because it's actually a hoarder house. It's worse than the
Oh,
first time.
okay.
Okay.
Wow.
So as we were about to do the cleaning, right, I realized that my wife, she actually have the side of heat stroke already. Make the cleanup more because I have to ensure that she's safe. At the same time, I have to
Yep.
ensure that I'm able to complete the task given to me. Okay, but then I would say that I managed to pull through at the end of the day. I single-handedly able to, clean up everything. So I told my wife that this is not going to be another more time because I don't want to do anymore. Yeah, okay, final lah. I don't want to do anymore. Then for the second time, become the third time. I think the fourth or the fifth time. Because within the third, the fourth, the fifth, some of it are relatively quite straightforward, quite easy.
Mm. Mm.
So I think the fourth or the fifth time, then my wife asked me whether like, yeah, I mean like we didn't really look forward for it, but somehow it just came to
Keep
us.
coming. Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
keep coming. So don't you think that it's more of like a calling for us? When she said the word calling, like, so I think back, I think yeah, somehow it's true, like because like I didn't really looking forward, but it
Yep.
just came to us. So the calling, keep coming. So I think yeah, maybe it's a calling lah. So that's where I decided to we have to do a proper one. That means I have to go for certification. I have to ask from the industry leaders how to go about with trauma cleaning, what are the best chemicals to use, what are the SOPs, the equipment. So from there we started to upgrade ourselves. And from then on, DDQ Services is known as a trauma cleaning company.
The DDQ service today, right? Half of it you really have to thank your wife because she was the one that at your side, support, push you along.
Yes, correct. I
Yeah.
have to agree because I think she's my pillar of strength lah. She's the one who
Understand.
actually motivates me, the one who is positive.
What's the difference when you go into like a very violent death versus like a very calm passing in a house?
One thing you should know, right, for trauma cleaning, when we are called, it's because there are biohazard and bodily fluid involved. So I will say that for all the cases that we attend to, there is always sorrow, there's always sadness in it. What I can experience that there is always emptiness. It's never about being peaceful. It's about emptiness, I would say.
I sort of get what you're trying to say in the sense that regardless of when the passing was violent or it's peaceful, because by the time you're called, I think everything is like in a state of half disintegration or fully integrated.
Yes.
There's always blood and fluid everywhere lah.
Correct. So the family members, they are always, they will always look stressed. They will be overwhelmed. They will be at loss. So we are there to provide for them.
Can you walk us through your step one when you like go into the house all the way until you lock the door and then you leave the house, like your whole process of the trauma cleaning?
Standard procedure, like, we will receive a phone call. Then when we receive the phone, we actually will screen. We need to find out, number one, we need to know what's the cause of death, which is very important, whether it's natural death or unnatural death, because if it's infectious or non-infectious.
Okay.
And then we also need to know whether clearance has been given by the police to do the cleaning. And then once all the documents have been furnished, right, then on the day itself, we will actually suit up. And once we suit up, we will actually do a video recording for the entire house.
Okay.
Meaning to say that because for us, because most of the time, the family members, they wouldn't know the current condition of the house. And after police investigation, they are not allowed to enter. So we'll be the one who enter the house. So when we enter, we do a video recording to show the current condition of the house. Once done, we will actually show it to them. Then we will advise how are we going to go about with the cleaning and roughly how long it will take for us to complete. So once done, they give us the green light to proceed. Then we will proceed with the cleaning up. So for the cleaning, basically, we will, do the removal of the bodily fluids. And then after that, we'll do the odor neutralization to ensure that the smell is gone. Then at the end of the day, once we've done everything has been disposed of, safe for the family members to enter, then we will do an inspection or walkthrough together with the family members to show them, for them to inspect, everything is okay, everything is safe for them to enter, and there's no shame. Then everything's okay, then we pack and go.
Am I right to assume that most of the time when you go into the house, the remains are no longer there? I think the remains are clean already, right? It's really just blood and whatever.
Yes,
in the house
okay.
there.
The body itself would be removed.
Okay,
So
yes.
whatever that is left behind are the remains. That means the blood, the bodily fluids, even hairs,
Okay,
nails,
yes.
skin will be there lah.
Understand. How often do you see family members on the scene and do you have to interact with them?
Yes, on most cases, I do interact with family members because they have to be around. Because for trauma cleaning, like I mentioned before, the house will be empty. Case that we found valuables or important documents that need immediate attention, we can actually, after we sanitize and disinfect, we can actually pass it over to the family members as soon as possible lah.
You have to also like talk to them in a way that sort of calm them down first before you start your work.
Oh, yes, correct. We need to be respectful. Okay, because trauma cleaning, like I would say, is very different from deep cleaning. So for deep cleaning, people would generally think that deep cleaning is more of sanitizing or hygiene or maintaining the cleanliness, right?
Yeah.
But for trauma cleaning, it's more than that. But there are more factors that come with trauma cleaning. For example, for me, I have to ensure about my mental well-being. I have to ensure about my emotion. I have to ensure about my spirituality and my health. Because trauma cleaning is not only about cleaning. It's about stepping into someone's final chapter of life, ensuring that, we are able to restore and to find closure for both the deceased and the family members. Answering your question, right? So usually for family members, they are very overwhelmed. They are at loss. They don't know what to do with the sudden passing of their loved one. They are very surprised because it came suddenly. And then number two is because visceral graphic that they have to witness. So they are very, I would say, they're very shocked lah.
Yeah.
We have to ensure that when we are calm, we are able to make them calm down, to gain their trust, to ensure that, we are able to restore everything so that they are able to enter without fear and without shame.
So is it like SPF finish investigation, they'll call you? Or like SPF will finish investigation and then they'll tell the family members that, okay, now we have taken the body, then it's really up to you all to ensure that the house is cleaned up like that?
Yes, correct. So SPF will not recommend us, okay? But they will just say to the family members to do the cleanup for the home. Then the next of kin is the one who actually look out for the trauma cleaners.
And that brings me to my next question now, which is, before I talk to you, I also talk to a private investigator. And I think both of your, I have the same question about both of you because your sector is so niche. My question is, how do you recruit and train staff to do your particular job? Because it's really, I don't think any university degree or any poly degree or any ITE will say, I train you, then you can go out and do this job.
I don't just take anybody to become trauma cleaners. The candidate, they have to be physically fit. And mentally fit. To me, what important is they must have the empathy. They must have the compassion. Because when you do something with your heart, it's very different when you do something for money. We have to see the personality. And we can only see them when they are at work. Because for trauma cleaners, basically they can see that they are able to do this, they are able to do that, they have very good characters. That's what they said. But we can only judge them when they are outside doing the actual work.
On the scene itself, right?
On the scene itself, yes, correct.
Yeah.
And I can judge whether they are able to continue or not. But before they actually embark on their first job, right, I have to ensure that they know the risk involved as a trauma cleaner. That means I do want them to go, take some certification. Then we also have to teach them. So at least they know. So if let's say they fail, they are not able to start trauma cleaning.
I am really, really curious with as a trauma cleaner, what kind of certification and where do they go to take this course to be certified?
Basically, you need to take this course. It's an overseas course. It's called OSHA. So it's got to do with bloodborne pathogen. Because in Singapore itself, we have the course whereby we actually how to wear the PPEs properly. That's the one course that in Singapore. But they do not have the course for bloodborne pathogen. So for bloodborne pathogen, I require, those who want to become a trauma cleaner, they need to go for this kind of courses. So bloodborne pathogens are those pathogens that are related with bodily fluids.
Okay.
Like for example, hepatitis C, HIV.
Okay, yes.
All this kind of infectious diseases comes through contact with blood.
Okay. So it's like a course to teach them to handle bodily fluids and blood safely lah.
Yes,
because
correct.
Like you say, this is potential biohazard from the human body ma. Yeah.
Correct.
So then you have to pay for them to go overseas to take the course?
No, for the courses itself, it's done online, which we will pay for them.
Yeah.
But other courses, once they are selected, we will pay for them. They only need to go for the introduction. So once they pass, right, then we will actually ask them to go for what they call them on the job assessment.
Oh, okay.
Because we need to
Understand.
assess whether they can start or they cannot start.
Oh,
Like what I mentioned
okay.
before, because not everyone can become trauma cleaner.
Your job is one of the few jobs that the OJT like more important than others one, because sometimes OJT like how you say, like office job, I feel that with some time, with some with some training, and most people can do it, right? But I really think your
Correct.
job, like the first few times you bring the person out, you roughly know, okay, this person is this character.
Yes,
Character very hard to
correct.
change one, right? So it's either can or cannot, I feel lah. Yeah.
Correct. Exactly correct.
So after so many years in the industry, right, what has trauma cleaning like taught you or changed you as a person?
I learned many things from the death itself, I would say. Because one thing, it teaches me that, okay, in life, right, it's not about competing. It's more about embracing.
Oh, yes.
Be contented. You have to be content with whatever that you achieve. How I see life is that we must cherish those moments that we have with our family members, because we have to create memories. Because at the end of the day, what we're going to left them are the good memories of us. We want them to remember us for who we are. In this world, it's all about waiting. You know, if you were to think about it, right, if you were to remember, right, when we were a baby, right, our baby inside the womb, right, we are waiting to come out. Then our parents, they are waiting for our arrival. It's all about waiting. Then we are waiting to get married. We are waiting to finish school. We are waiting to get work. Everything is all about waiting. But in that moment of waitingness, right, how are we going to spend that time that we are left with? Are we just going to let time just pass by like that? Or are we going to make full use of the time? It's very important for you to, take control of your time. Live life the fullest, I would say.
Coming from you, right, I really feel that it's really because you did this kind of jobs. You see so many of this kind of deaths, and you see people at the final phase of their life, that really this kind of thing hits hard for you more. How do you manage your own emotions, and subsequently, right, when you have new staff come in, the first few times, how do you help them manage the emotions of being a trauma cleaner?
All the cases we do, even though relatively it's the same, we will actually be greeted with blood, with body fluid, with the smell. But the story behind it, behind every case is very, very different. So that's where the emotion would takes on us. Okay, because we would be affected by the emotion. I will actually remind myself and my workers that, this is someone's, I would say, used to be house or personal space. So we need to actually clean it with care. We have to take it, do it with respect. We have to know that we are doing a service whereby we have to restore and to find closure for both the deceased and the family members. So once we know what is our priority, then I think we are able to control our emotion, because we know what is our purpose.
If let's say a staff, right, now because first time trauma cleaning, then he come back, you can see him a bit shaken. What are some of the things that you will try to talk to him or her about?
Okay, so basically when we see someone experience that, okay, because it happened many times, so whenever they are taken aback, they are shocked by what they see. So for me, we always give him a breather. We always have to calm him down, take out everything, put him one side, then calm him down, give him a drink, cold water to just relax himself. Then after that, I will tell him that, okay, this is what is expected as a trauma cleaner lah. I mean, what you see is you don't get it everywhere. You don't see it anywhere. It's only here that you experience. So for me, I will tell them that, okay, this is life. Wherever that you see, you will actually come back. Remain calm, and relax lah. So it's hard, but you think that you're doing it with a purpose, for a purpose. You must know your purpose of doing this thing. We need to help him realize what is his purpose lah. If he's able to find his purpose, then he can continue. Even though the first few experience will be traumatic, if he managed to find his purpose, he will definitely stay.
Because like pilot, they say 80%, 90% dropout rate. What is the dropout rate for your staff that made it to the OJT? Yeah.
Very, very high. I would say almost 80-90%.
Oh my, wow.
The person that doing the cleanup, we can see that he just do for the money. That means he will be greedy at one point of a time.
Okay. No wonder you say the part about greedy. Okay, I understand. Yeah.
I have to say, okay, when I say I want to take someone to work for me for a very long time, I have to trust him, and I have to ensure that the client also trusts us.
It's like you say, not just that you can do the work, but your heart is in the right place is equally as important. From what you have seen, right, what do trauma cleaners or trauma scenes reveal about how Singaporeans live and die behind closed doors?
For Singaporeans, we actually lack communication, especially between neighbors. The one who actually discovered all this attended death, right, are always the neighbors. Very rare we have family members who discovered the death.
Oh, okay.
So to me, behind closed doors, right, we would never know what's happening with our neighbors. Maybe we just don't want to get involved or don't want to invade their privacy. But to me, if we can change back this mindset, right, like we go back to our kampung spirit. It's not that we want to be kepo. It's just that we want to re-establish the lost connection, which is very important because neighbors are our next eyes. They are our next ears. They can stand whether something is wrong with our schedule, with our routine. You know, like every day we go out, we see our neighbor, we greet our neighbors. You know, they can know what is our routines like. So if let's say we somehow they find that, how come today's routine he's not doing what he's supposed to do? Something is odd. So not being a kepo, but just to to step outside to see is everything okay. There's a neighborly spirit, which I think right now we are lack because we are too engaged with technology. We are too engaged with our gadget.
Sometimes neighbors don't have to be like, every day talk to you half an hour kind, right? Simple. You go out, you say hi, bye, hey, how's your day? This kind, or like, hey, you eat breakfast already, this kind of simple thing, right? So you roughly know that, today he looks a bit like different, or like today he never go market, what's wrong? This kind of thing.
I mean, just to show you, because we have cases whereby we have husband and wife staying together, okay, but they are sleeping in different rooms. Okay. And their death is only discovered 2 weeks after or 3 weeks after when they see the blood coming out from the room.
Oh my, okay.
So for me, it's very concerning. Like you are staying in the same house, you are staying together as a family, but you are not talking. You don't really care about your other, your wife or your husband, your other half. Only when the blood come out, then you start to call the police. I mean, it's very concerning lah.
We would like to end the interview with a round of quick-fire questions. The first question I want to ask you is that what is the most surprising thing you have seen at a crime scene?
The most surprising, I would say that I can see how calm the house is when everything is messy.
Oh, okay.
That means you can see that the furniture is neatly arranged, the table is neatly arranged, but you can see blood splattering everywhere.
I shan't speculate what happened there. Okay. One thing you wish you knew before you went into trauma cleaning.
Okay, that would be the emotional weight that comes with it lah. Because it stays longer than the physical work.
I thought you would say the smell. Because I've seen so many, crime scene investigators, I've heard podcasts all complain. They say, everything I can forget, the smell I cannot. The smell really follow you home one. Yeah.
The smell is because the smell will follow you home if you do not wear the proper attire.
Okay.
Like what I mentioned to you earlier, when I first started, right, the smell will linger and it kind of follow you back home. But right now, because we're wearing the proper attire, the proper PPE with full face mask, so the smell somehow is secondary.
Most memorable case you have handled?
Most memorable. I would say that all the cases are memorable because they tell me all the different stories. They really tell, as a trauma cleaner, right, just to share with you, we are able to gather bits and pieces till it becomes a full story. Why it actually happened, how it happens, and that kind of make the emotion stronger.
I see.
And make you more attached to all the cases.
Understand.
Because I can share with you, all the stories are very, very different. Even though basically the decompositions are the same. Okay. But the backstories that we get, that they share with us, is very surprising. For example, I give you a hoarder's case, right? We would think that the hoarders, they are just mentally unstable, they are unhygienic, they are very defensive, they don't like the neighbors, that kind of character, right?
Yeah.
But if you were to see beyond it, right, if you were to know the story, it's very saddening. It's not that they want to be a hoarder, it's because of what life throws at them, they cannot take it, they become a hoarder.
Okay.
Because everything happened for a reason. That's why for us, for me right now, we don't judge. We have to know why he or she become like that.
Okay, maybe just share with us one backstory, something that you felt that left the family story was very, left a deep mark on you.
this one story, it happened to a retired teacher. I think she's around 70s or 80s. I think she's a very strong religious Catholic person.
Mm.
So somehow when I entered the house, right, she actually teaches me about my spirituality,
Oh.
about my religion. I mean, you
Okay.
see, she's a Christian, I'm a Muslim,
Ah.
but somehow I learned from her.
Oh, okay.
Okay, what I learned is that, okay, for her, right, for the entire part of her house, right, everywhere she pasted the sticky note saying that God watches you.
Oh, wow. Okay.
For a Christian, and I'm a Muslim.
Wow.
So,
Okay.
you know, when she said, okay, it's like, to me, it's like, she's telling me whatever I do, even though the house is empty, there's no one, it's just you and your team.
Yeah.
Okay, but somehow she's telling me that no matter you think the house is empty, there's actually someone else is watching that, which is God. You know, the
Okay.
God, the all-seeing, the Almighty, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So she's teaching me, she's reminding me that whatever I do, I know that my God is watching me.
Well, that's a very
Really from
powerful
a
thing.
Christian.
I can't imagine going to a house and then all these sticky note, right? I think I feel very stressed, yeah.
So everywhere I go, I see God is watching. At the piano, God is watching you. At the door frame, you know, everywhere maybe she just want to remind herself,
Understand.
but somehow it also reminded me.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Then we also have this one story whereby a husband and wife. Then the wife passed away a few months prior. Then the husband, I think maybe he was taken aback. He fall into depression because maybe he really loved his wife too much. But what happened was that when we entered the house, right, the husband, I think it was an unattended death. Inside the house, what we see like, you know, the husband already prepared, you know, the funeral, and then the will, like who's supposed to take over the house, everything's like he already knows when is his time. But it's not suicide, it's not murder. It's just that because the wife just passed a few months ago, then a few months later it's the husband, but he's really prepared everything.
Wow. Okay. Next question is, what's the longest you have ever spent on a single job? Is it your first trauma cleaning job?
I would say my first trauma cleaning job, yes, definitely. Because I will never forget that. It took me almost the whole day just to clean the entire kitchen.
Wow.
But right now, if you were to ask me the longest, right, that we ever do a clean, that means the whole process from start to finish is a hoarder's house. It took us maybe almost a week to complete with 7 manpowers.
Wow.
12 skip tank. Almost a week to complete. That means from start to, that means we start the cleanup one day. Then the whole house, we have to dispose all the items. It took us around a week to finish everything.
Okay, one smell you will never forget.
Obviously, it's always the decomposition smell. There's only one smell.
Last question is music you listen to decompress after a job.
Okay, for me, I would sometimes listen to my favorite songs, or maybe I will just spend time having conversation with my wife.
Understand. I would like to meet your wife someday because I think
you should.
Having such a supportive other half is really regardless of man or woman, right? It's really very it's really something very encouraging to have a very supportive other half. Especially if they support you not just in your personal life, but also in your business. I really think it's a blessing. Thank you so much for talking to me, Rahman. I think I really learned a lot from you today. Just to close out the episode, right? Can you let our audience know where they can find you on social media or your email, or like how can they reach out to you?
Okay, so you can actually reach us at our TikTok account, which is DDQ Services. DDQ Services. Then our IG is also DDQ Services. DDQ Services. Then our IG is also DDQ Services. All our media platform is DDQ Services. You can call us at 66998071. Or you can email us at support@ddq.com.sg.
Thank you so much, Rahman, for your time.
Thank you so much, sir.
Really all the best. And I really have to say, you really doing a very difficult job that even I'm very empathetic. I also don't think I can do your jobs here.
Thank you.